Welcome, viewers, to Market Pulse, where we're unpacking a truly wild session on Wall Street for December 18th, 2025. I'm Alex.
And I'm Ben. And Alex, what a day it was.
Ben, the markets were just on fire. We saw everything from incredible tech news to, well, some of the most bizarre corporate pivots I think have ever seen.
No kidding. And really, it all kicked off with a huge signal from the economy.
The tech-heavy NASDAQ jumped over 1%, and it was really fueled by this just perfect storm of good news. So let's dig into what lit the fuse on all this optimism. It really all started this morning with a key piece of economic data, and it basically gave the bulls a massive shot of confidence before the market even opened its doors. Exactly. You know, the big question hanging over everything was inflation. Has the Fed finally managed to tame this thing? And the answer we got today was a pretty loud yes. Just take a look at this. November's CPI number came in at 2.7%. Now, Wall Street was braced for 3.1. So a miss that big, it instantly flipped the script on where interest rates are headed next. Oh, for sure. And that has traders absolutely convinced the Fed is going to have to start cutting rates in early 2026. It brings that whole soft landing dream right back into focus. You know, the idea that we can beat inflation without crashing the economy. And Ben, that optimism just poured right into the tech sector, which, lives and dies by interest rates. And it started with a huge piece of news from a key player in the whole AI arms race. Micron stock just went nuts today, up over 10%. And the reason? They announced their high bandwidth memory, which is absolutely crucial for building AI, is completely sold out. Not just for 2025, but for all of 2026 too. I mean, that is a massive signal of just how intense this demand really is. Right, so if you were thinking the AI boom might be hitting a ceiling, this news from Micron is basically screaming the exact opposite. The demand is just relentless, so much so that they literally can't make the chips fast enough for the next 2 years. But speaking of bold moves, Alex, the wildest story of the day, it has to be from Trump Media. Oh my gosh, just look at that number. Shares of DJT rocketed up more than 40% today. And it was all because of a truly shocking announcement about where the company is headed. In a move I don't think anyone saw coming, they're pivoting from social media to nuclear fusion. They're merging with a company called TAE Technologies, and the whole plan is to help power the massive energy needs of the AI grid. It's an unconventional strategy, to say the least. All right, so it wasn't just tech and fusion making the headlines. Cannabis stocks were also on a wild ride today, really showing just how tricky that sector can be. And here's what set it all off. An executive order reclassified marijuana to Schedule 3. Now, what that means is the federal government is officially recognizing it has medical uses and a lower potential for abuse. That's a huge step toward legitimization, and it triggered a classic market reaction. So first up was the pop. As soon as that news hit, stocks like Tilray just soared, over 25%, as investors piled in, betting on a much brighter future. But that excitement did not last long at all. Tilray gave back most of those gains, dropping hard from its peak. It's really just a textbook example of buy the rumor, sell the news. And this just highlights the challenge for investors in this space, right? The regulatory picture is getting clearer, which is great. But the market still has no idea which of these companies can actually build a sustainable, profitable business in this new world. So Alex, when you add it all up, the cool inflation numbers and the red-hot AI news, it's really no surprise the S&P 500 was pushed right up to the edge of a new record high today. Exactly. The bulls are definitely in the driver's seat. And with all that serious analysis out of the way, we figured we'd end on a bit of a lighter note. So it's time for today's investment fortune. That's right. We've looked at all the market data. Now let's see what the financial cosmos has to say. Alex, who's looking lucky tomorrow? Okay, first up for best luck, we have the dragon. The stars are suggesting your conviction plays are probably going to pay off tomorrow. The advice is pretty clear. Hold on to your winners. And a word of caution for anyone born in the year of the goat. With the bears pretty much in hibernation, trying to fight this strong rally could be a costly mistake. The stars are saying it might be better to just stay on the sidelines for now. All right, that's our breakdown for today. The big question now is whether this incredible momentum can carry the markets through the rest of the week. We'll be back tomorrow to see how it all plays out. Thanks for joining us.